Rajasthan with 199 seats, Congress 70 to 89 appears to be losing power there. BJP in this particular state, which has traditionally brought in new governments every 5 years, alternating governments, BJP is getting 102 to 120. So it looks like for Ashok Gehlot, it's time to vacate the chair.
There are different channels having projection, and there's a sizable difference of 20, 30 seats. That could
Right.
actually
Right.
mean that it can go either way. But
Right.
I
Right.
feel that in BJP will have a lead, and yes, it became a close fight, maybe because of the policies जो योजनाएं चलाई अशोक गहलोत ने free बांटा. So every day was a free day, and that's how I think it got little close. But I still feel that BJP will be able to take the lead. Sachin Pilot will be a very happy man, because if the Congress would have won, that meant Gehlot was going to be the chief minister again, and then it was and he had to wait for another 5 years. And
Right.
now,
Right.
if the Congress loses, probably he can say that maybe you did not take me along,
Okay.
and you did not keep the pact of the power sharing, and that's the reason.
Well, that could
Well,
be
that could be a saving grace for Sachin Pilot. But when it comes to Ashok Gehlot, I attended his last press conference, probably as the chief minister, because model code of conduct is there on the almost last day of campaigning on 23rd of November. He began his press conference by defending himself as far as the Lal diary is concerned, the red diary. And very soon, 1 hour later, Amit Shah ji was there at the BJP headquarters in Jaipur, and he also began with Lal diary and Mahadev app. So do you believe that somewhere down the line, if at all, the verdict that is coming up, be it Jan Ki Baat, TV9 poll, Strat Times Now, ETG, or the poll of polls, do you think that Lal diary and this also could have resulted in the loss for Congress?
Diary was like a tadka to the entire disaster recipe that Congress government was for the 5 years. Because you ask anybody, it looks like that for 4.5 years, this government was only busy saving कौन बनेगा मुख्यमंत्री म्यूजिकल चेयर हो रहा था उस पे अशोक गहलोत was saying कि मैं तो फेविकॉल लगा के बैठा हूँ. So the focus was definitely not
right.
on the governance. You see the number of incidents that happened with women. Rajasthan became number one in terms of the crime against women and children. Then there were corruption. There were things that even in case of the ticket distribution, if you see, there were lot lesser number of people change, and people remain the same. If you compare Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan, not too many people lost their candidacy because Ashok Gehlot promised them that they would get the ticket, and they have got the ticket. So as a whole, it didn't look like whether it was sarkar chal rahi thi ki circus chal raha tha, in my opinion, because for every Rajasthan was in news, but it was not news for good reasons. It was news for every bad reasons one could account for, be it corruption, be it infighting, be it crime against women and children. Everything that could go wrong went wrong with Rajasthan.
Also, Congress, which is traditionally known as a party which would come as in fights, are very common, very open in that nature. And Sachin and Gehlot's fight is almost very open, and everyone knows they don't see eye to each other. Even then, they come together, fight this election together, and believe that we are going to win this election. That's a great step for Congress, which Congress traditionally is not known for. They are okay with infights.
Right.
Let them fight. जो होता है देखा जाएगा. But they have come. This is an improved Congress. And what I would see the advantage for BJP is the Rajasthani voter. They love to play with the politicians. I just love it. आज आप हो कल कोई और है. There is nothing constant in them, and the only thing what works in favor of a BJP, though BJP house is also not in a complete united front. We don't know who the chief minister candidate is going to be. There are multiple chief minister candidates, but the Rajasthani voters are the best voters in this country, because they are not going to give anyone the lollipop. It is going to shift to everyone. So that's the greatest advantage of Rajasthan. किसी की अकेले की नहीं चलती, सबकी चलती है. So that's very good for BJP,
Right.
and that is why they're going to make a comeback. But the only difference in this comeback from 2018, what Congress made a comeback was the amount of vote share and the seats conversion. From 2013 to
Right.
18, Congress came as a landslide winner. But from 2018 to 2023, BJP is not going to come as a landslide winner. It's going to be a marginalized winner, but definitely a winner. A great advantage for BJP, but not a momentous advantage for them. But definitely a win is a win.
Rajasthan has witnessed a very strong trend of alternating the governments. But this time, what we are witnessing is there is a question mark on two major regions, which is Dhundhar and Marwar. Now, in these two major regions, which together contribute, I think, about 75 to 80 plus seats in the House of 200, you don't have much of a vote share gap between the Congress and the BJP. So ultimately, it would boil down to seat by seat fight. But our analysis also told us a very interesting thing, that around 44 seats or 40 plus seats, you have an other or an independent candidate, that is a non-BJP, non-Congress or an independent candidate, either at the number one position or the runner-up position. So that's a very interesting and an important figure, that you have the others in the fray across 44 seats. And now what happens in those 44 seats would perhaps be the decider. As of now, how it looks like, BJP has a slight edge, because outside of Dhundhar and Marwar, there is, barring the smaller region of Shekhawati, the BJP is doing really okay. I mean, they are doing as per the anti-incumbency, alternating rule of the past. But within these two regions, there is a very keen fight, and a lot will depend upon marginal seats. But, again, going by the precedent, we can deduce that perhaps BJP has an edge. But I mean, I must say, one of the more interesting elections in Rajasthan that we have seen from a polling perspective.